Peace, peace. Another glorious day, y'all. Another glorious day. I hope everything good with you and yours. We're getting shredded by the day. It's an easy approach. Show up, put forth the work. The results will follow, all right? So, let's start with that popular known pull-up. Nice 10 right there, nice and controlled, right? Then what we do with that, I'm gonna follow up. Started off with pull-ups, right? Then I make my way to this incline bench. With that incline bench, it really targets that core, along with what it requires. Well, the core, let's just say, is what it requires to really execute that form of a pull-up. Very challenging, very low to the ground, very much of a greater fight with gravity, okay? Let's move it right along. Hit these push-ups off of the high bar. I feel like going higher today instead of that lower approach with the push-ups. I'm just getting started, apparently, with the routine. So as time goes on, how the routine structures itself, that is how I'll follow up with creating said routine by way of me going off of what the body is asking for. A nice clean 7. We getting shredded by the day. you know. At one point, let's just say, really before the weather broke into the higher temperatures that we are now in, at one point, it seemed as if my definition wasn't as prominent, you know. But I understand it, and that's really due to the necessity of being consistent. And not that I wasn't, you know, I would say more so with me not relying on anything other than the work. You know, I gotta really just be as consistent as I have been. It's not that I fell off. That's just what it was that it appeared to be to me, you know, but at times it's like that too. And what I mean is there are days where, again, my definition is more prominent on certain days compared to others. And I want to share that with you too, because when we may feel as if we're not seeing the gains or the progress is not panning out to our expectations per se, don't let that discourage you. You know, I too have to, you know, remind myself that, you know, I am, you know, achieving what I set forth in terms of, you know, putting the work in, and I know that I'm not slacking. So, you know, let's not get, you know, discouraged or feel at sort of a stagnated point, because we don't want to convince ourselves other than the progress that we have gained thus far, and so much more to gain. But I wanted to share that with you real quick. So this is very important, you know? So let's get this money, all right? So what I want to do is, I want to get these push-ups in again. That's what the body is asking for. So we're getting shredded by the day, all right? That was a beautiful 25 right there. Beautiful, clean, very, just throughout the movement, just very much of a connection, as I always state, you know? That connection. And that connection is throughout the movement. You just feel that your body is aligned in the proper manner. You know, you could envision yourself without actually seeing the outside of your body and know that the alignment in which you're performing said exercise, whether it's a push-up, whether it's a pull-up, that you are on point, you are on cue, you are on, again, the right alignment in which you receive the maximum benefits, the ultimate benefits of that exercise. You're getting shredded by the day, but of course, let's hit these pull-ups, y'all. Again, another beautiful set. Just off of that 10 I did, equates to a 20 count, a 30 count in the sense of how clean, how controlled, okay? I have to make that known, which is the obvious within the demonstration. And then I follow back up with the decline, the incline, pull-ups. Again, you really feel that in the core. A great 8 count. If you compare the sets that I'm performing at this moment to my prior video or videos, but my prior recent video to this one with this same incline bench pull-up, I've gotten stronger. Now, the rep count is slightly higher. From what I remember, in general, hitting 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 on a set or 2. Regardless of the reps, again, what matters the most is me being stronger and sort of less effort with cranking out the reps. So let's get it again. This feels incredible. Again, a lot of core is engaged. See what I'm saying? So on that one, that was 10. That was pretty much 10. Beautiful set. And how I measured the progress within these 2 sets, which was sort of back to back. The set prior to the one I just completed, I did 8. What I just did on this set I completed, It's 10. All right? So 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. When you gain the increase of your reps, that is the indication of you becoming stronger. Straight like that. Let's get these push-ups. That was a beautiful 25. I could easily crank out more reps. But what I don't want to do is, I don't want to go to failure. I don't want to max out on the push-ups. I want to save a lot of my energy and strength for the incline bench pull-ups and the actual pull-up bar, you know, while getting a significant amount of push-ups in, target that chest. But of course, so like I said, we getting shredded by the day. You know what I'm saying? We getting shredded by the day. All right? Yeah. Big shredded. Not quite 10, but you can see I fully locked out. And that's another thing I want to point out too. How I've progressed to such a degree is that now I'm locking out. Not that I wasn't before, but more so that I'm able to lock out and still complete that lockout set with more control and a better grip involved, you know? So, again, that fully locked out, clean pull-up in itself says it all. You know, you're not, one thing for sure, you can't fake a pull-up. You know, I mean, there's forms of assistance, resistant bands, you know, standing on a stool or whatever the case. But, yeah, you're either pulling up your body or you're not. It's just that simple. So that was another 10 right there. I mean, that wasn't a full lockout, but being that low to the ground and to pull your body weight up at all is it's a big deal, especially at my weight right now. What, 171? About 170, 171 to be exact. Last time I weighed myself, I was 172, and that was with fully clothed. I didn't have anything in my pocket like keys or my phone, you know. But even I would say that the clothes add on to extra weight. But yeah, that was the results I got on that scale. So give me some agua. Feeling fantastic, y'all. We're getting shredded by the day. With the body weight workouts. And for those who don't know, a lot of my training is also geared toward the plyometrics, which really are a great contribution to me staying lean and muscular. So just wanted to share that with you. I'm not just a calisthenic athlete or solely body weight working out type individual. For those who don't know, I do touch the weights every now and then. I mean, I can count how many times within a month I do. Majority of my working out is my own body weight, but yes, I do incorporate weights. More lightweight than anything. I love heavyweight too, just sharing with you. So, you know, I just love the varieties of what it is at my countless options. Not quite 10, a nice 9. So we're gonna get to that increase without a doubt. Yeah. Clean money, bank money. Make sure you eat clean, drink plenty of water, stay away from those foods that you know is gonna rob you of your gains. You know the list of those things. Shredded by the day. Show up. Show out. Show out to yourself. that you can give it your all, that you can put forth beyond the effort. You know what I'm saying? That you can do what's necessary outside of the park and the gym in terms of the way that you eat, the way that you sleep. It's basic mathematics, y'all. All right, bro. Have a good one, you heard? I'll see you next time around. My man. We're gonna come back to those. What I also wanna get to is this bar over here, y'all. What's up, what's happening? So what I wanted to, pardon me, is this bar right here. So on that bar right there, it's sort of wide. You get a great grip on that. And with that, so let me show you. I've showed this bar before. So you see how thick that bar is. That bar is very thick. And with that type of bar, right? When you wrap your hands around it, it requires a good amount of strength or grip strength. And those fingertips, you know, you have to be sturdy in that grip to execute that particular pull-up. Let's get that again. That was fantastic, as you was able to see. That was fantastic. Getting shredded by the day, y'all. And see, the thing is, and I've said this before, for so many years of working out, yes, I got huskier. You know, the muscle was underneath the fat. Call it what it is. But I wasn't as nearly as defined back when to what it is I've developed thus far. I'm gonna keep reiterating that to y'all. You know, and it's important that I do. You know, I'll be honest with you, I never heard the term, just keeping it at 100. I never heard the term fit over 30, fit over 40, fit over 60, fit over anything. I never heard the term. Not that I didn't know, witness individuals that were. But what I'm saying is this. Now that it's a commonly used term, right, to represent one's level of fitness at a particular age, I am the epitome of that, in which is fit over 40, okay? And I'm an example. If I could develop myself to this magnitude of being muscular, shredded, defined, in great shape, so can you. And even more so to my younger people. Let's get this money though. I have to share that. Let's get these push-ups. But of course, hus. And what I'm sharing with you, it's proven with the receipts. Go check my archives. As I mentioned time and time again, of my previous videos. Sheer hard work. I take nothing, Nathan, nada, besides eating food, drinking water, and the work. No fat burners, no creatines, no supplements, no nothing. And I don't share that to discredit someone else. I'm sharing with you the route in which I took, of what I'm very proud of, due to the well-earned hard work, sacrifice, commitment. So whoever hears me at this moment and you resonate, let's get to it in that fashion. Let's get these pull-ups, y'all. Let me get my shirt. Something biting me crazy. was nice. A nice strong 10, that was nice. You're getting shredded by the day. And that shredded by the day, it's not just the working out. Again, we have to revisit that main factor outside of the elements of the park and the gym is what you consume and what you don't consume. You know, you got to exercise and be obedient to yourself. Exercise that obedience to yourself. And by the way, I absolutely love this way of doing pull-ups. I think, and not just think, but I know the great benefits of a well-developed muscular back this way of doing pull-ups provides. And and that's why my back is like one of my best features on my physique. Let's go, let's get it, let's I know you've seen the activation. Shredded by the day, y'all. I do a lot of cardio too. For those who don't know, I love jogging. I love doing the jump rope. I love cardio. To a lot of people, you know, I would say from what I've heard, it's definitely a least favorite, at least those, you know, who are into building muscle and strength training and things of that way of working out. I absolutely love it. And I know how much of a powerful benefit it provides for the heart, which is our greatest muscle. The very thing that is the engine, I would say, of our body. You know, make sense? Got to keep that engine revved up, y'all. Let's hit the let's not forget about these. My count dropped on those, but the more and more I do it, get stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm already doing them more often than I have ever done. Actually, to be quite honest with you, to be very honest, doing pull-ups in that fashion off of the incline bench, the first time I've ever done that was 2 years ago. Out my entire journey of fitness, upon many other exercises, but I wanted to point that out, and it's important that I point that out. And I know it's very important. It keeps one's mind on a broad perspective of, again, the countless options of different ways of working out that we've had yet to implement. And me being someone for so many years doing the same old exercises, I'm I'm elated. Yes, elated. Doing what is different. Let's get some more of those, y'all. I don't want to just move on from that just yet. Not bad at all. I was in full control. And what I mean, I was in full control, and take a close look. Notice my body's not shaking. Granted, a low rep count, no big deal. The control and executing the exercise. That speaks volumes. also I want to add too, when doing your routine, follow up back to back as much as possible with your sets. The less break periods within your routine also increases the challenge of oneself. Then we go back to the standard pull-up bar, follow up with those. Get right back up there. Got a super duper pump. And that's just off of the body weight working out. So, no one could tell you that the gains aren't as beneficial. The gains are just as beneficial as the lifting weights as well. I'm trying to find my shirt. Something bite me. Crazy. Where did I put my shirt? It's the only thing I don't like about this time of the year is those mosquitoes. But anyway, let's get to these pull-ups. My shirt is over there. I don't want to waste too much time. It's starting to get dark out here. Nice quick 7. Body's super the contraction is ill right now. So we at 7 with those, right?
I gotta go home, bro. I gotta go study.
I want to hit those before we get closer to the closeout. Pardon me, y'all. Matter of fact, let's just a little unsure which bar I want to attack real quick. But again, like I said, we getting shredded by the day, you know, and keep it on the forefront of what it consists of: the work and the habits that lead up to the results, gains, and the way of life. Starting to get dark. This is after work money, by the way. Very adamant, very eager, very focused, very determined, very excited to come get to this money this evening, you know? And that type of appetite, that desire, you know, is so ingrained in my spirit, you know? Yeah. This is beyond a lifestyle for me. This is the life itself. You dig? And I want to share that with you as well. Every single day, I'm refraining from the things that are gonna rob me of my gains, that's gonna rob me from the hard work, you know? Like I said in my previous live, this is for life, if I can help it. Meaning I've made the conscious decision that the way in which my way of life is structured in regard to the consistency, the commitment of working out, of eating a certain way, things of that nature. I'm just saying it's for life. So for life, I'll barely be eating fast food. For life, there will be no smoking whatsoever. You heard? For life, refraining from those things that will subtract from you. Of course, we all have a date in which we know what that is. But while we're here, I will choose to speak life if I share with you. That is the type of dialogue I prefer to engage in. You heard? Let's get this money. It's a lifetime commitment. Not for the season, not for the new year, not for the wedding, not for the vacation, not for the special occasion. I'm talking about for me, for life. So when I'm at the family function, right? When I'm at that special occasion, it's my responsibility, my duty, my accountability to not overindulge, to stick with the portion size. I'm not saying don't live. We'll have our days where we'll slip up. We're not perfect. Stay the course though. For life. Let's get it. Starting to get dark out here, y'all. We getting we getting shredded by the day. And the only way that's gonna happen, stay in the course. And I would strongly suggest and recommend, depending on the level of seriousness of you making such decisions, make that decision, make these decisions based on your entire life. There'll be challenges. Be willing to fight. And that battle is more so that lies within. That's my take on that. Hey, yo. Catch you on the next go around. We getting shredded by the day, you dig? But why not get one more setting before we get up out of here? But of course, feeling fantastic. Why not get that core action with these incline pull-ups? Huss. Let me regroup, y'all. Pardon me, something. This mosquito, something. Psychologically, it threw me off. Something keep biting me, you heard? Come with the territory, though. It's annoying as all hell, because I felt great with that set. Beyond eager to get to this money. I had my share of those for tonight. Just wanted to touch that one more time. So yeah, that sun is setting. Tomorrow's another day. But as we discussed, in order for us to get shredded by the day, besides the work in the park and the gym, it's going to count more so in what you either partake in or don't partake in outside of these elements of where we actually apply the physical aspect, because the mental is the greatest challenge. And that's making an everyday decision. I think I said enough. Made the point over and over. I'm out of here. Catch you on the next go around, you heard? Peace.